Welcome to the Derek Loudermilk Show. This is 5 Minute Friday, and I'm going to tell you the story of what happened the first time I tried meditation. The first time I ever tried meditation was at a yoga and meditation retreat center in Cambodia near the temples of Angkor Wat. Now, I had gone to Angkor Wat as a pilgrimage because there is a very special tree in sort of growing over one of these temples that I had seen in a photo in National Geographic magazine like 20 years earlier. And I said, one day I'm going to go see that tree. And I finally got there. And my ex, who I was traveling with at the time, she said, I found this great retreat center that does yoga and meditation, and it's very affordable. I think we should go. So we went and we spent a week there. It's called Hari Haralaya, and it's still operating as far as I know. So that was about 7 years ago. And I had been doing a little yoga, but mostly for, sports performance, more as stretching than as a spiritual practice. So this was really the first time I had done an yoga retreat, and I had never tried meditation. My form of meditation before that was walking in the woods and just sort of letting my thoughts run. So they told us, just sit here, kneel here with your back straight and start meditating. And there was no real instruction other than, one guy that was sitting next to me was like, I like to count 4 breaths in and then 4 breaths out and then start over. And then when I stop paying attention, I try to bring it back. And so what happened when I started meditating for the very first time, I learned 2 different types of meditation. Now, the first was what this guy next to me was practicing, where you're paying attention to your breath, or you're paying attention to something in your physical body. And it's for me, sometimes I was noticing the stiffness or the pain that I felt from sitting for a long time, or I noticed my thoughts racing through my head. And it's a type of practice that I continue to use today. I'll do like a body scan. I'll scan my head, my torso, my whole body to basically bring myself into the present moment. It's kind of like a mindfulness type of meditation. And I use that to be in the present moment. But the other type of meditation was truly amazing. And after doing that sort of, actually, it's a very uncomfortable type of meditation when you're just sitting there noticing your thoughts racing. In the beginning, it was very annoying for me to deal with such racing thoughts. And, you're like, calm the mind, and the mind won't get calm. And just thoughts keep coming. And I was like, I don't know if I'm doing it right. Is this really meditation? Like, what's happening? But then, as I decided to focus on pretending my whole body was my lungs. So basically, instead of just breathing into my abdomen, I was breathing in all the way to my fingertips and toes, and basically seeing my whole body as a breathing apparatus. What started happening was that the air coming in started to feel like it was light, sunlight. And so all of a sudden I was breathing in and out light, and I felt this immediate connection with the entire world, with the entire universe, that the light and the air that was coming into my body was connected. Think of how if you drink some water, that's going to recycle around the planet, and it's all connected. Your body is part of the water that's always been here. And it was like I was participating in the whole universe, all of the little bits of exploded stars that made up my body and the molecules of air that made up the atmosphere. I was exchanging them and becoming part of the universe. And what I noticed, or didn't notice, was that my ego, my sense of self, completely went away in a matter of 10 seconds. And all of a sudden, I was just consciousness and light. And I wasn't bound by physics. I wasn't bound by gravity. I wasn't bound, and I could theoretically send my consciousness anywhere or become anything. And it was this just amazing, euphoric feeling. And what was so cool is that it doesn't take hardly any time to get to this state. I just imagine, and maybe you could try it too, I just imagine my whole body as lungs and the air just coming in all the way out to my fingers and toes. And I use this type of meditation in my life still as well, but I use it for inspiration. I use it to get ideas. I use it to transcend my ego. And they're very different types of meditations. One is that mindfulness. It's a very like 3D physical present moment type of meditation, the mindfulness side. But then there's this just amazing sort of, I don't know if it's transcendental meditation. Maybe everybody feels like this when they meditate. I don't know. But it's just sort of immediate awareness, expansion, possibility, leaving the physical body. And it just feels beautiful and euphoric. And, I can do that for 2 minutes and then come right back. And it's just such an amazing trip, a journey in a sense, away from being in your physical human body. So I experienced that the very first time I tried it, and I went and I told everyone after we were having lunch and we were eating this amazing sort of vegan Cambodian food at this retreat center. And I was like, oh my gosh, I get it. I get why everyone, loves meditation so much. And most people seem to be really struggling with the first type of meditation, with the type of meditation where you're like, why aren't my thoughts slowing down? Why are my thoughts still racing? Or like, why is it uncomfortable? And even the teacher was saying the biggest benefit for meditation for her was that she didn't feel pain the same way, or she didn't get as annoyed at the little niggling pains you get from sitting for a long time. So like my nose is itchy, but I'm not going to scratch it. I'm just going to focus on my breath, or just focus on the itch sensation and accept it. That's very hard for me and a lot of other people. But this sort of magical, explosive feeling of light, that was super cool. And I think there's a place for both of them. And it was really cool. And other people, once I sort of told them, like, here's what happens and here's how I did it, they were able to go and replicate it in our later meditation. We were doing yoga multiple times a day. We were doing meditation multiple times a day. Just eating these very basic meals. And other people started to pick up this other type of meditation. So I think there's a lot of different types of meditations, but the first time I tried, those were the two that sort of immediately happened to me. And I continue to practice both of those to this day. So your takeaway is, if you haven't tried the second type of meditation that I'm talking about, the one where you sort of leave your body, you just become consciousness, and you have access to things like inspiration, ideas, the Akashic records, whatever you want to call it, the collective unconscious, the non-local mind. I definitely suggest that you try it, especially when you're working on a creative project, or you need a breakthrough in your business, or you're looking for some type of inspiration, because I think you'll really be able to pull in that, where did that idea come from, that eureka moment, when you can separate yourself from your sort of physical 3D experience. So try that, that sort of light filled, your whole body as lungs meditation. And maybe you need to experiment with it for yourself to see how it works. But I think you'll be able to get it, on your first try, because it came really easily and it was so surprising how amazing it was. Thanks so much for joining today. Now it's your turn to go out there and be adventurous.